How's it going, everyone? Corbin back again with Home Gyms Canada, and today is another great day because we were back in the gym looking at some equipment. So recently I posted a question on my Instagram and I said, what kind of brands or companies or equipment do you guys want to see on our page? Within all those answers, we had a lot of people suggesting Fitness Avenue in their AmStaff lineup. So with that being said, sitting in front of me here today is the AmStaff Competition Flat Bench. And this bench has actually been my daily driver for the past 2 years. I'm going to share my experiences with you guys, hopefully answer a couple questions. Let's get it. First of all, I want to quickly touch on who Fitness Avenue is. They are a Canadian company that has been serving Canadians with high quality equipment since 2009. Now, if you couldn't tell, that was taken directly off their website, and quite honestly, I disagree, and here's why. The quality of their equipment is relatively low, especially when you consider the competition that's out there. The majority of their equipment is targeted towards people with home gyms that are kind of balling on a budget. Now, with that being said, the price point on their equipment is very appealing to most people, and I know a bunch of people, including myself, that have used and continue to use Fitness Avenue equipment to this day with no issues. Enough about who they are, let's take a look at some of the basic information about this bench. Like I told you earlier, I bought this bench about 2 years ago, and I bought it for 120 Canadian dollars. Currently, this bench is listed for $169.99 on their website. I'm assuming the price went up because of the pandemic, but I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. Diving into the specs, this bench is constructed with 3 1/4 by 2.5 inch 11 gauge steel tubing. Now, with all that heavy duty hardware, this bench comes in at 55 pounds. The pad is said to be a high density 49 by 3 by 11 inch pad that is sitting 17 inches above the floor, which is indeed competition spec. This bench is made up of 4 components. You have the pad, the frame, the feet, and the rubber caps that go on the feet. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of the unboxing or assembly process, as I bought this bench almost 2 years ago, like I said. But from what I remember, everything was there, nothing was damaged, and the assembly process was relatively smooth. The powder coat on this bench is your standard matte black finish. The welds are quite average, but I guess that's expected coming from a bench at this price point. Like I mentioned earlier, this bench is made of 11 gauge heavy duty steel tubing, which actually makes it heavy, awkward, and a little difficult to move around, especially considering there's no wheels or handles on this bench. Now, I couldn't find the weight capacity anywhere, so I actually reached out to the guys at Fitness Avenue, and I was later informed that the weight capacity on this bench is
1,000 pounds!
Moving along to the pad, the foam they're using is a high density foam, and it's actually quite comfortable to lay on. For me personally, it's right in that sweet spot of firmness and comfortability. The vinyl that they're using is very subpar. Simply by touching it, you can kind of tell that it's cheaply made. Unfortunately, that's not the worst part. When you mix a slippery pad along with a stiff foam, it makes it a nightmare of a time trying to set your shoulders when bench pressing. This problem forced me to come up with a solution to make the pad more usable and more grippy. I'm going to share this solution on my page shortly, so if you're interested in that, be sure to stay tuned. The last thing I will say regarding the pad is it's nice to see the AmStaff logo embroidered on it. I wish more companies would take the time and consider doing this. I've been bashing this bench so far, but when it comes to usability, I really only have good things to say about it. The heavy-duty construction means this bench is going to be a safe and sturdy surface to lift on. The tripod design means it's going to stay out of your way of your feet. And aside from the slippery vinyl, this bench is actually very comfortable to lift on. Now, I want to touch on something really quickly. First, when you're sitting upright at the end of the bench, it can be a little bit wobbly, but that's not a huge drawback for me because most tripod designed benches are the exact same. Second, talks a little bit about the pad. The pad itself is 11 inches in width, and for a competition bench, I'd like to see that number be at least 12. This bench is nothing special, I'm sure you gathered that already. However, if you're looking for a competition bench that's solid and safe enough to exercise on, and you don't really care about having the big name brands in your gym, this bench might be for you. I've used this bench for 2 years and haven't ran into any issues with it yet. Plus, with a $170 price point for a competition bench, that's kind of hard to beat. In the Canadian market currently, you can expect to find a competition bench from anywhere between $200 and $500. Just in case any of you are wondering, yes, this bench is a lot better than the Amazon Basics bench that we reviewed on our page a few weeks ago. If you haven't checked out that video, I highly recommend you do so. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Also, if you have any equipment in mind that you would like to see on our page, you can leave that below as well. The last thing I want to say is our Home Gyms Canada banners are now on sale at homegymscanada.com. For everyone who purchases a banner, you will be entered for a chance to win a pair of Rogue 2.0 HG collars. My name was Corbin with Home Gyms Canada. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys around here sometime soon.